you, Saint Germain, do you have any other messages for humanity that we can share on your behalf?
Humanity is going through a very challenging time where the old world is in the process of collapsing, of dissolving. And it is right, it is time for these old structures to give way to the new. And just as this one often says that when you're cleaning out a closet, it gets terribly messy before it gets cleaned and organized. You have to drag everything out and look at it and make choices. And this is what humanity is going through right now. They're looking at their lives, so many aspects, how they make their livings, what they do, what they lend their energies to, what they are involved with. And they are beginning to make new choices. This coronavirus has given people enough space to stop and to really begin looking at what is important to them, to their families, and to humanity as a whole. And this will continue for the next year, possibly two. It's very dependent upon your choices and that which you choose to focus upon. And this, my friends, is extremely important. That you look at what is leaving and release it, and understand that with every single change, there is a letting go, even if it's a good letting go, in that it's positive and healthy and you're making the choice to do it. It's still a letting go. It's still a death, if you will. There's going to be grief and grieving involved. So when these emotions come up, please simply be present with them and let them wash through you. Do not become attached to the emotion. As an example, simply cry the tears and feel, sense, imagine all that energy just moving through you like a fresh summer breeze. You don't need to hold on to it. And then once the emotion is past, it's important to shift your attention to that which you desire to create, even if you don't know what that might look like. Focus upon how you want to feel. You all know how you want to feel. You are in the process of releasing great contraction, great imprisonment. And once you get out of that jail, and you're able to open your arms wide open and breathe deeply and trusting that even though you don't know what it's going to look like or how this is going to happen, hold the faith that you will be guided, that you are not alone. We are with you and guiding you, and that you will find the way. And it's also important to listen to what arises within your mind's eye, so to speak. So if your impulse to buy a few extra groceries this week, do it. Don't be cleaning out the whole store, but buy a few extra. That you're being prompted, because these are uncertain times. And you need to be prepared for changes, shifts, and inconsistencies that will most probably manifest in your supply chains. And understand that if you're prompted to do this from within, then that is right and correct. But do not do this from a place of fear. If you're in fear, then it's important to be present with it and process it. For if you do not release it properly, you will attract more to you. So it's important to do the work, the inner work, and release the pains, release the sorrows, release the griefs, release the fears, so that you can be clear and moving forward into your futures with a focused attention upon your desired intention and feeling, so that that is what you are creating.
Thank you. I do have one last question for you. I know that we're coming into a time of, societal instability and great change. Do you have any insight as to how long the instability and change will last before we start to see positive changes at a societal level?
It really depends upon the individual. For even now, with all the chaos that you are facing, there's much positive that is already manifesting. So it depends upon your perspective and your point of view. And I understand that this is not what you wanted to hear, and this is not the real question, but we wanted to point this out to you, that it boils down to your choice and your perspective always. Now, from a wider, more expansive, broader look, we see that the instability shall ensue for another year, possibly two, and this movement, this change, yes, indeed, it will be scary for most, but that is the role that the light workers have agreed to take up, to stand as pillars of light and to show the way and to teach higher principles and to guide people in their new creations to the highest possible principle that they can stretch and expand out to and reach to. Keep your eye upon what you can do, what higher principles you can bring to humanity, to assist them in this transition, to take on the perspective that you are here to help and to assist in this transition will make it much less scary for you, and that perspective will assist you in positioning yourself as an essential element, and in doing so that will keep you safe, and because you will be feeling very stable within yourself, because you will be connected to your own spirit, to your own heart, to your own knowing, and be expressing this. That will add to the stability of the nations, the communities, and the families that you are involved with. So what we're saying is that it depends upon you. Remember, you all as individuals have this connection to this greater power that is you. You've been training for this your entire lives, whether you're conscious of it or not. And you are bringing this energy to this planet, to humanity. And this is what you came here to do. This is what you came here to be. And to focus upon this beautiful energy that runs through you and the confidence that comes with it. That will stabilize not only you, but the people that surround you, and the people that surround them, and so on, and so on. So even though the light workers appear to be sparse and few in number, you are exactly the right number and exactly what is needed. And to trust that as you connect to your own knowing, you will be guided and prompted, and to trust your intuitive knowing, that right feeling. And when you feel it, follow it. For within that right feeling is the stability, is the new world that is unfolding. You have done this many times before. Many of you are very practiced at bringing light to realms that need it. And this is just another experience. It's time to remember to connect with the power and let it flow through you and bring forth the stability in the new world in the way that it wants to manifest.
Beautifully said, and you made some very important points. Thank you very, very much for your wise words.
Thank you for the opportunity to bring this message to all people. There is much to be hopeful for. And yes, it looks like it's going to be possibly a difficult time, but if you keep the eye on the prize, keep your heart connected to your own being and your own knowingness, nothing can stop you. As you connect more and more with the stability, you will be able to, with very little practice, simply in your outer life experience, just take a deep breath. Remember what that feels like, that connection, that stability, and be right back there. We invite you to practice this. You are much more powerful than you know. Blessings to you all.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much for that.
Thank you for your attention to these important matters. For more information and the latest channelings or transcripts, please go to www.ascensioncalling.com.